Hello everyone, this is Cédric Chuuma from Financial Insight Zambia, and I am at the 95th Annual Agricultural and Commercial Show. And today I'm joined by Lina Lungu, who is Head of Business Development for the Lusaka Securities Exchange. Hi Lina, how are you doing?
Good, how are you doing, Cedric?
I'm good, glad to have you.
Good.
So this year's theme for the show is Inclusive Economic Transformation. Can you maybe tell us what does that mean for the Lusaka Securities Exchange?
Thanks, Cedric. I think it's a very important theme and it fits really well for the LUSE, as that has been our mission for the past couple of years, is really trying to be inclusive. I'll sort of break down the words so that you can see how we fit into almost each of the words. So inclusive, we've done a lot of work in terms of trying to include the majority of the population in what is our baby, investing. So people to invest on the market, corporates to invest on the market. We're really trying to be inclusive of all facets of life. So we think of the retail investor, we think of an institutional investor, we think of a large corporate, we think of an SME, we think of even niche markets now like green. They call it like green bonds and the like. So we're trying to be inclusive in the product offering. I mean, even coming and building onto that, there are so many products in the pipeline that we're thinking of bringing to the market. So we're very excited. The theme is, it's almost like it was meant for us in terms of inclusivity. And then economic, we've said it time and again, the LUSE is a barometer or a scale of economic activity or growth in the company, in the country rather. So whenever you're looking at the LUSE, you see everything through the lens of the LUSE, you're seeing a perspective of what it is on the country's level. How are people seeing us from both a local perspective and an international perspective? They look through the lens of a stock market, because the stock market has got companies that are listed from all sectors within the Zambian economy. So I think that's another important gauge. So in terms of economy, we're one of the lenses which people can see the economy through. And then finally, transformation. That's been a word which has been used, often abused, but the point is transformation, really, we have to now change not just what we do, but how we think. So we are working really hard, especially when it comes to things like both investing and the listing aspect. How can we help our local people, the local environment, to understand and comprehend the importance of investing, why it's an essential, why raising capital through the stock market is one of the means you can use, especially in today's economy, to raise long-term capital. So again, that's a change of mind, that's transformational. So it starts with that change of thinking, change of mind. So I guess that's what we're all directing ourselves to as LUSE in terms of interpreting the theme. There's a lot of change, there's a lot of new things, there are a lot of old things which we need to bring out. So we're excited that this year's theme it felt like it was just meant for us actually, because it was so in line with what we're doing and what we're thinking of.
Oh, that's amazing. And I take it this show gives an opportunity for the Securities Exchange to interact with a lot of stakeholders, the general public as well.
Yeah.
So from your interactions and engagements, what's the sentiment like? What are you getting from the people that you are talking to?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, because mostly what we're getting are retail clients. That's the majority. A few here of corporates here and there, but mostly retail clients. And one of the big things which are coming out, obviously they want access to the market, which is why, as I mentioned, I think I've mentioned this before in interviews, just to deal with the mobile application which is there. So a lot of people have come with inquiries on it, inquiries of how to buy shares, why should I buy shares, how do I read or understand the market. So a lot of those have been coming out, which is a great thing for us. It means people are interested. There's beginning a shift of mindset, again, transformational thinking coming into play there. So we're excited as a LUSE, and I think we've managed to attend to quite a number of people. We do realize that our engagement does matter to the general public, and would like to continue on this trend. So we've had, the amount of people who have come through has been amazing. And just thank you also to the public for actually taking keen interest in watching the market. It does help make our job easier, but also helps us, gives us a gauge to know that, yay, there's actually something that we are doing in the market and there is impact. So yeah, we've had quite a number of those questions. Understanding the market, how do I access it via mobile application, and then how do I monitor my investment afterwards. So those are the three top questions which I think we've gotten.
Oh, that's amazing. I think that's a good sign.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So what's your message to large corporates as well as SMEs who are looking to raise money through the Lusaka Securities Exchange, both local and international?
Yeah, my message to them is that, I mean, we are at a point where SMEs need to grow into large corporates, and large corporates, obviously, who are not listed, need to expand. And I think there's always room for expansion. And everybody's looking for capital. And often we are forgotten, I guess if you could say it, because we deal with raising of long-term capital. So I guess my message to all of them would be to say, let's look over the horizon and let's look beyond ourselves, beyond even our lifetimes, to say, how am I going to ensure this company is sustainable for the foreseeable future? There are companies we've seen around the world who have been, first of all, in existence for maybe, I'll give an example of 200 years plus, and maybe have been listed on the market for 150 years of those. So sustainability and seeing the long-term value of raising capital over the market has become that much more crucial if we're looking at long-term. So I commend companies, both large and small, to come to the market to see how they can raise that capital. Again, it's a learning curve, because I know we're not so familiar with that sort of capital raising in our context, but it is something we do need to look into. It's something we need to tap into if we are really to gain value and even the capital that we need for our businesses.
Oh, that's amazing. You did mention that a lot of the people who've been coming to you are retail. So what's your message to the retail investors out there?
To the retail investors, I'll echo to say, let's keep going. Let's keep being inquisitive. Let's keep going in terms of our interest in things pertaining to the stock market. I mean, it's been, again, I said, overwhelming to see the amount of people who have come to this stand. In the past, it wouldn't be so much, but it has been overwhelming. So I think my message to them would be, let's keep going in that with that curiosity. Let's have a mindset shift in terms of long-term. Again, these are instruments which are long-term instruments which are traded. Let's change our mind. Let's see, what can we do for our children's children. You know, everybody talks about shares, and we always think about it in terms of buying and selling, which is not a problem. That's what's supposed to happen on the market, buying and selling of these instruments. But because of the nature of shares, those shares can also be passed on to your children, your children's children. You can open an account for your children. People have had their retirement money in just stocks. So it's something which is possible, and it's not for, I would want to demystify as well, it's not for the rich. It's not for those who are high ballers. It's not for those who are just in the corporate world. Really, we're looking at amounts or figures close to like 250 kwacha if you want to invest on the market, as little as. So it's possible. So let's keep the light going. I think we are on if I can say, we're on a roll here. So let's keep going, and let's see the stock market in Zambia change.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries, Cedric. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for the gems that you've dropped.
Thank you.
Looking forward to interacting more with your stand and seeing there's a lot of information here available.
Yes, please. There's plenty.
But in closing, maybe you can also tell the retail investors out there and any interested party how they can find you.
We are based on Independence Avenue, Mamco House, 2nd floor. You can find us there. If not, you can communicate to us via email, you can call us, or you can send us a message on social media, on Facebook that is, and then we'll be able to respond to you. Do bear with us. There's an overwhelming amount of messages, so we may not respond immediately, but we'll do our level best to get back to you as soon as we can.
Okay. All right, this has been Cédric Chuuma for Financial Insight Zambia. Get to know.